Alright, quick ban list review. A new ban list, April 10th. Let's see what is in store for us. And I can already see cards to be limited, no cards being forbidden, no cards being banned. That is somewhat good. I'm actually happy about this because I was scared lots of my decks are actually gonna lose some value, are actually gonna already not be playable, which also means though there's not gonna be massive changes to sprite and stuff. So yeah, didn't expect that, to be honest. We don't even have sprint yet, so yeah, I'm kind of okay with that at the moment. Skill drain to 1, interesting, funny. The TCG only, well, semi-recently put this card back to 3 if I'm not mistaken, so quite funny to see that. No, even for Master Duel this card is a bit too degenerate. It is what it is. Rivalry, kind of the same, but gladly I don't use these kind of cards in my deck profiles because they're not very budget friendly, and Floodgates are... I mean, you can put Floodgates into basically every deck. It's not making much of a gameplay decision then. It's mainly just, oh yeah, my deck doesn't care about this Floodgate, so I'll play it, and my deck does, so I can't play it. Now, it's very hard to play it. You can still swap in one of them if you want to, it's fine. Herald of Orange Light, ooh, okay, it was a level 2 and it synergizes with the fairies, with the Ishizu stuff. It was a bit too hard now. Yeah, fair enough. I think that follows the footsteps of the other ban lists, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of saw that one coming. It is what it is. The one thing that really annoys me, Fluanderies and the Magnificent map. It's literally like Konami saying, please play the consistency cards that actually are super rares or ultra rares. Please don't play this one. I understand it's a fair hit. I feel like in Fluanderies you can basically hit anything and it has somewhat of the same effect. The map can, well, you can extend combos with the map, so the map is quite nice in that regard. So I'm actually a bit sad. It was a very, very, very strong rare card, and I was so happy that this card was a rare and not actually a super rare. Konami, I think, might not be so happy about this. An oversight on their part, considering how the new decks are looking when it comes to rarity. Very annoying. I don't think I'm going to be revisiting this deck anywhere soon, because with like only one map left, you really do have to be playing a whole lot of more expensive consistency cards. Otherwise, the deck is a bit like Monarchs. Sometimes you can put stuff on board, and other times you just look at your hand and are like, meh, there's nothing. So maybe I'll make an updated version eventually again, but most likely I won't. Not even sure if Fluanderies are the biggest problem in today's meta, but obviously the biggest problems will be the newest decks, and the newest decks will not be dealt with because they haven't been around enough to milk them, so we will be hitting decks that already, well, people have already spent their gems on. Now, I don't know, they're still good, but I don't know if they were the peak of Master Duel gameplay. It is what it is. We kind of saw these hits coming. More hits to Runic, which I definitely, I mean, I did see coming. I did see the same one of my videos. Runic tip is going to be a semi-limited. That's why I only included add to. Foresight, better than hindsight. Even for the deck profiles where I only run triple tip, but only one fountain, now you can just switch it basically. Play 2 fountain and play 2 tip. Tip was mainly to search your fountain for free and you don't have to go into your other kind of monsters. The problem is now in these decks you then lose out on one of the runic cards, so you might have to cut one engine card or cut something else so you can actually play another runic spell, because you still need runic spells to trigger the effect and the whole mill thing, and it is a bit annoying, but it's something that budget decks at least can salvage because they already didn't play 3 of both of them. Now you have to restructure a little bit, have to tweak the ratios a tiny bit. It's obviously annoying because Runic Tip was kind of like a Sky Striker Engage, not quite as oppressive in my opinion, but it had something like this. Necrophase, I guess these Banish Mill, whatever decks, something degenerate happens with this, and banishing 5 is basically like a mill 5 and also doing it to your opponent. This was going to be problematic at one point. Thunder Dragon Hawk coming back to 2, interesting. I want to push the Thunder Dragons because they work quite well with certain Chaos builds, and some Chaos stuff will be coming out with the Abystials at one point, so maybe this is also something that they work towards. So spend more money on this, please, possibly. And for the cards that are off the ban list, Multifaker, well, makes Altergeist a bit better. It's not like the deck is necessarily bad. It's just a bit boring, I think. A lot of people don't really want to play it anymore rather than don't think it's good. Another Multifaker might help this, not sure. It's definitely something people can put their ultra rare points in again, so very good for Konami. Same for Soul Eating Overraptor. I don't think dinosaurs have been oppressive in any way, so they can get this one card back. They're not a bad deck either. Playable, absolutely, and very expensive, so give them all kind of support that you can, because people will be leaving lots of gems in this and possibly have to buy these gems. It is a game that obviously tries to make money. I'm not going to be too harsh on that, because fair enough, like, that's how it works. We'll have to deal with how it is. Super poly to 3 can be annoying. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference from being from 2 to 3. We have so many go second staples, so many crazy go second cards. I don't think one super poly will make much of a difference. Divine Wind of Mist Valley. I thought there was like an FTK with this one at one point. Don't know if this is going to make a difference. I've never looked into this card. I've always wondered there must be some stupid reason for why this card is on the ban list in the first place, because the effect isn't ridiculous in any shape or form. So maybe someone is going to come up with something. And FTKs are something I'm somewhat wary of in Master Duel, because it is best of 1. In best of 3, FTKs usually like lack the consistency to pull it off a lot, or once you know what it does, it's easy to sideboard against, and so on and so on. You're kind of relying on the coin flip, which you still are, because you do want to go first. Still, I feel like in Master Duel it might be a bit more dangerous, so we'll see what this card brings, but I don't know the FTK behind it at all. I just assumed there was one. Orchest Automaton back to 3. I was kind of glad not seeing Orcust. I still don't think it will be massively played, because the newer decks do outmuscle Orcust, I would say. It brings back negative memories, because my active playtime was during the whole Salamangreat, Orcust, Sky Striker, the Eternal format where stuff just kept going on and kept going on, and I've had enough of Orcust. It's an interesting deck. I've just had enough of it. Don't really want to see it. I hope this doesn't change anything, but I don't think it should. Spell of Judgment, quite funny. I don't think it's going to make a difference. Honestly, this card was gate kept on the ban list for probably a lot more than it should have been. It's good, but it's not amazing. There's like so many better things that people can do. Possibly this is something for Witchcrafter. You can play Spellbook Witchcrafter with this a bit more, pushes the newest pack possibly. This is something that can be a thing, but nothing for me, because budget wise it's fine, because 3 structure decks will have all the spellbook cards that you need for this, so it's not super expensive, but it's still nothing I'll be really looking into. I like the spellbook playstyle, but don't really like the deck itself all that much. And Spiral Quick Fix coming back. Not sure Spiral needed more support. I don't think more quick fixes are going to make the massive difference, because I think the massive difference that Spiral have been getting is the Souls Magician and the Chaos Illusion Magician thing that searches Magician Souls, which is quite crazy, because you can set Master Plan to the graveyard as well, and so on and so on and so on. I think that was one of the biggest boosts this deck has, and I think in the TCG, I don't know about the OCG, Master Plan is still forbidden, so we'll see. Spiral, I feel like very annoying to play against. It's not as oppressive anymore as I remember it, but I still think it's a bit insane, and Quick Fix can technically make a difference in this. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be top tier 0, but I don't think the deck necessarily needed a boost either, so we'll take it. It's fine. Not going to be too much of an issue. That's it for the ban list. Let's not make this longer than it is. On a budget way, for a budget sense, it's been a bit of a poor ban list, because the Fluander Reese thing just annoys me, and the Herald of Orange Light was kind of obvious, but I still kind of find it a bit annoying, because there's some decks where I would have wanted to play this, and since it was only a rare, I quite liked it, but that is still fine. Other than that, the Runic hits I will be okay with. Necrophase I wasn't going to include in any decks anyway, because it's just 3 super rares that, yeah, feels kind of wasted to craft from time to time. I'm okay with the ban list. Obviously lots of topics aren't touched, but I don't think anyone assumed they were going to be touched, so we'll just have to wait for the next ban list to calm this format down a bit. But to be honest, I think this train has left the station like a long time ago. I don't think one ban list is going to completely balance the game, close certain gaps that are in the gameplay and so on. I think the game is spiraled out of control a lot anyway, so you just have to deal with the fact that the majority of decks that exist cannot really be played, or basically rely on generic power cards that you have to splash into every deck anyway, and that's what's gonna win you the game, and not really the deck. So that is what it is. This ban list wasn't going to change that. Maxi wasn't going to get randomly banned, and I don't want to start a discussion about Maxi here either. Hope you're having a good day.